So as the boss is vanquished and you all feel noticeably stronger and more heroic, something interesting happens. And something interesting happens, and a new mechanic enters the game. Hero points. Or, I'm sorry, not hero points. Action points. That's what they're called. Action points. You have all gotten an action point.
Yay!
Wait. No, you've gotten 2. It's 1 plus... Okay, yeah, so you've got 2 action points now.
Yay! I'm so excited for this thing. I don't know what it is.
So, these refresh upon leveling up.
Okay.
So you have 2 to use between now and when you level up again. And then you'll have 3. You can spend an action point whenever you roll a d20 to make an attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw. You don't have to decide until after you make the roll and learn if it succeeded or failed. If you spend an action point, roll a d6 and add it to the d20. This can change a failure into a success. You can only spend 1 action per roll. In addition, whenever you fail a death saving throw, spending an action point makes it an automatic success.
Nice. All right, and how many points do we have?
2.
2 out of 2,
So-
and they refresh on level up. Cool. All right.
Do these roll over when I level?
They do not roll over, but they do refresh. So if you spent both at level 3, at your next level you'd have 3. If you didn't spend any at your next level, you'd still have 3.
So the answer was just as simple.
Okay.
Simple no, but I wanted to clarify.
Okay. And I'm typing this into my note sheet here. So action points can do X, Y, and what now?
Could you make it just a handout for it, Thomas?
Yeah, that
paste
might
it.
be a good idea too.
Yeah.
Yes, hang on.
Is this something you made up, or is this something?
It is
Oh,
something
no.
that I modified from the Eberron system. Or
So, action
Eberron's
points
in
are
D&D,
gonna
but the Eberron rule set
Hmm.
for heroic characters.
I gotta take away the Shield of Faith bonus, so I'm back to 17 AC now. I presume it ends eventually. It's not a permanent spell or whatever.
No.
Bummer. At least if I don't get a magic weapon, my punches and kicks and shit will count as magic next level. So that'll be nice.
At 6 or 5.
6.
6. My
I also
sneak
get my-
attack
Yeah, you know,
attack
there's a
damage went
helpful
up to 6.
helpful house
Oh,
rules
nice.
handout that would be you could just paste that in right there, Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to make a new one, just throw that shit in there.
I already just made... Okay, all right, let me... Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put this in handouts.
Working
So
harder. than
already had one, like... I just made one real quick and moved the information over.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I ordered the hand job.
There.
I object to the word.
Oh yeah, are you triggered?
I'm super triggered right now.
You gonna roll that fucking spell scroll, by the way, or are you gonna roll it when I pull off the pat?
When you pull off the patch, I'll roll it.
It's an indeterminate scroll right now.
Yes.
Hey, you look at it on the
scroll
robe, and it just
icon.
says Lorem Dolores Cinemat.
Yeah.
Just a Laura Mipsum on it. You're like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
It's just like the scroll icon from like Windows 95.
It's like a little fucking floppy disk.
I'm gonna learn how to turn you guys into patches, put you on my robes.
There's
Sounds
little
fancy.
There's like
All right.
pixel us.
So, and this
That'd
is
be a good way
to
to pull off a heist.
this is to represent that you are now much more significant to the overall lore of the story than just rando adventurers at this point.
It will be.
We are the
AKA
chosen
what?
heroes of God. We are important people who will
Yep.
worship us.
Just keep inflating Spellulon's ego.
All right.
That is the point. All right.
I didn't know he was inflatable.
Some parts are inflatable.
No. All right, let's get some. There. Nope, that's too exciting. That's Let's just do this music. You stop that. All right. I'm an idiot. I just
pump on anyone?
I covered my microphone with my hand to get Eric to shut up, and then I'm like, oh, that's not how microphones work. Like I was putting my face, like I was putting my hand over his face.
Wait.
All right, so as Chalnath is ripped from this mortal coil back to the horrific plane from whence he came, the ground shakes in protest. The rivers of why isn't my music playing? It's playing. It's just very quiet.
It's like a bullshit. We're gonna have to go into his plane and kill him for real thing.
Why would you say that?
Why
What
would
a
you?
great-
Eric,
What a great idea! Everyone roll. No, I'm kidding.
Eric,
I'm not gonna do that to you.
I need you to keep the tropes to a minimum here.
No brakes on the troop train.
All right. So as Chalnath is ripped from this mortal coil back to the horrific plane from whence he came, the ground shakes in protest. The rivers of pulsating blood thrashing throughout the plaza shudder and then fall silent, quickly drying to little more than faint stains on the ground. The skies clear of their reddish tint and sunlight streams onto the cobblestones of Oranstown for what feels like the first time in a long while. The remaining cultists and aberrant townsfolk thrash about on the ground, seizing violently as the source of their nightmarish transformation is cut off at the source. I said source twice. The more twisted and broken townsfolk, those that likely succumbed to Chalnath's influence early, or volunteered willingly, begin dissolving into the ground, thrashing and kicking as the unnatural substances making up the bulk of their forms denatures.
Fucking melting. That's even better.
Yeah.
The more fortunate citizens, those still mostly human, are doubled over in agony, crying out as though waking from a horrible dream. They vomit streams of blood and chunks of mucousy, ropey growth onto the ground as their bodies reject the influence of the vanquished blood god.
That's disgusting.
Some of the larger, more resilient forms, those masquerading as town guards mostly, although there are some red-robed cultists among them, are in obvious distress, but they seem to be remaining intact for the moment. They also seem rather upset with you, and you brace yourself for another round of brutal close combat. This, however, is interrupted by a flurry of slim spears that poke up from the spaces between the cobblestones, running the cultists through where they stand. Pandemonium erupts amongst the worshippers' already scattered ranks as a legion of kobolds sets upon them from beneath the city streets. Poisonous arrows streaking from drains and cracks as spider silk lassos
It's their
snare the
problem
limbs
now.
of panicking foes, dragging them screaming beneath the earth to be torn to pieces by cute little lizard monsters.
Horrible.
The music just makes it better.
Yeah. The remaining farmers you enlisted emerge from their posts, neatly dispatching any remaining enemies with a swift arrow or spear to their weakened forms. The rest of the cleanup is swift as the hours pass, and the recovering townsfolk begin to wake from their blood nightmare and blearily start piecing their lives back together. Back to how it was before Chalnath and his minions came. Kobolds enthusiastically assist in the cleanup, though their ancestral home in the forest will likely remain forever tainted by the remnants of Chalnath's presence. They seem content to make a new living in the Oranstown sewers. As the last twisted corpse is burned, as the last twisted corpse is burned, and the final bits of wreckage are cleared away, your eyes turn towards the ceremonial pyre in the center of the square, the runes carved into the stone rapidly fading away, and the large central spike charred and crumbling. The townsfolk prepare to dismantle it, but not before a trio of tall, robed figures parts the crowd, moving silently up to you.
Shall we roll initiative?
No.
I already crit.
Listen, man.
I already rolled the
Come
crit.
up in robes. I just assume the worst.
I already shot one.
You rolled that before he even mentioned it.
Yeah, right. Just preemptively kill the shit out of whatever's around. Just murdering in all directions.
I saw blood monsters, man.
But the sun's out.
Well, this is awkward.
Well, I stand warily and I wait
Well,
for these
where
guys
I
to
look
say
at
their
Rock.
thing.
Is he gonna talk?
Mm,
Are they just gonna like stand there staring at us? Like, are they expecting us to say something?
I'm in the middle. I had to copy paste something.
Man, it's
Okay.
called role playing, Thomas.
The three robed figures remove their hoods, revealing the faces of three tall, ageless lizard folk, their expressions utterly inscrutable.
And I just
Hey,
I just do the Deadpool look between Cerulean and the three rope pickers, like back and forth, like.
Oh my god!
It's your long lost brothers.
Hey,
Oh, wait,
Sim-
we can't do that.
A symbol of Teshket, the guardian god of the lizard folk, is tattooed cleanly on their necks. They look at Zirlon, and the tallest speaks. Pupil Zirlon, as we said before you departed for Tanalor, we have anticipated your return. You have returned, and along with your companions, brought low a Zekt Nezeth. None of you know what that means, by the way.
Mhm.
It's just
do
you're
you
like,
know
that includes me. I also don't know.
yeah, you're just like brought low and excuse me.
Yeah. No, I nod.
I believe those are
Good
words.
insight.
You have done well thus far, and may consider yourself raised from an acolyte of the Folded Path to the first rank of Brotherhood. When you reach Saltak, your commencement will be honored formally. Until then... And then the tall
How
robed
hard
reptilian...
is it to? I'm sorry. How hard is it to advance in there if like killing a dark god gets him like
Well,
one
monk,
rank
one
of
rank.
advancement?
Listen,
Holy
listen,
shit.
listen, you ignorant slut. Monks live a long ass time. It's really
I'm,
hard.
I'm impressed. I mean,
Yeah, like-
these
like
guys
a-
got to be fucking serious.
Like
Hey,
getting,
listen, right?
getting your black belt isn't hard. It's getting that like next Dan that's like super hard.
Yeah.
Right. No,
These guys
for
are
real, man.
legit.
I didn't say that my job was easy. Nobody asked if I had an easy job.
We really
I
really
do not.
didn't ask you anything.
Yeah. You guys are
Who are you again?
They're just like, look, a lizard. You know?
I watch him eat
Hey.
garbage and
And-
trash or whatever. So I just
Make a
assume-
sun lamp for himself.
I
you know?
I just kept him around in case we got hungry.
You know, it's funny because I would have said the same thing about you, tiny one.
The
Anyway.
tall robed reptilian looks past you and steps up to the large central pyre. He grasps the central spike, charred and crumbling, and pulls upwards with a smooth motion. With a loud ringing knell, the spike pulls free from the marble base, and the outer layers of wood flake away, revealing a thick stave, polished and knurled. A thin golden foreshaft secures a lethal-looking obsidian spearhead to the main haft. The monk spins the spearhead-tipped staff effortlessly, striking the cobblestones of the head once in a shower of blue sparks. He descends quietly from the platform, handing Zirlon the relic. It hums with a quiet power, and as you grip it, a sense of calm, grounding, and centeredness comes over you. I would also like to personally thank every one of you for making it through my description of how he gripped shafts with, like, no jokes. That was
Wow, I didn't even
incredible.
think about it.
really
I
listening,
wasn't even
so-
thinking about it.
Yeah, wow.
I even said the word foreshaft, and no one better than I was like, oh.
That's not a thing.
Hey,
Nope.
I'm busy being reverently quiet and
Yeah, because you don't want me to take your new stuff away.
Yeah, dude, that blade is probably really sick.
I
Oh,
want
and
to
then-
trade
Join
my
the
stuff
scene, I
in.
guess. I
Oh, and
was
then
even
it
thinking
broke.
about this.
Oh well.
Now
It
I'm
just
thinking
falls
about
apart
all
in my
these
hands. They're just like
polished
disapproving.
shafts.
Watch what you guys say, Thomas. will-
Hang on one second.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
Desiree?
anyway,
Who's a vaccine, isn't it?
Yes. All right.
all right. Now everyone else be quiet for a second. This is my goddamn scene, and you guys are fucking talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It hums with a quiet power, and as you grip the shaft, a sense of calm grounding and centeredness comes over you. The Pillar of Worlds may serve as your badge of rank. Use it with wisdom. The folded path will be revealed to you.
Mm.
The pillar is a quarterstaff with an obsidian tip that may be attached and detached at will. It does using a bonus action.
Ooh,
It doesn't
neat.
seem to have any properties besides the centering effect and the benefits of a minor magical weapon, but its true potential is likely yet to be discovered. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I have no idea what the centering effect means, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Well, I'll hit this button and then you'll find out.
Hooray! I'm
neat.
going to, of course, bow low as I accept the ridiculously cool sounding magic spear, and I'm going to thank the elders in the appropriate reverence for both their guidance and their faith in me. I'm also going to, if I can, if they'll stay and listen, I'm going to ask them, should I then journey to Saltak, or am I needed elsewhere first?
All right, so sorry, I had to link one more thing.
Mhm.
It is cool, actually. I like how that looks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
That's
Probably why you used it, I assume.
And we'll,
Yes.
we'll tell you how to modify your sheet to make your stuff all cool without ruining.
And I'll tell you how it works after you let me touch it.
Touch a spear.
You have to
Uh,
ask
so-
nicely first and take me to dinner. Jesus.
they return your bow as equal, something you're not used to seeing from them.
Oh yeah, that's really weird actually.
And
I have the gut reflex I have to withhold of just compulsively bowing lower as they go down. Because, no.
get
I am
into
definitely
dick
lower.
measuring contest of who can be more reverent.
Humble. Yeah. I'll put up
no,
a billboard about how humble I am.
Yeah. But as you ask about Saltak, they simply put one claw up, requesting that you hold that thought. And the monk to the left produces a small silver box from his robes, and opens the lid and gestures towards Aroxian, who is still holding the dagger that he just killed the god with.
Oh, hey.
It says, "The anathemas bring only pain. You may do with it what you wish, but if you wish to dispose of it, or give it to us for safekeeping, we will accept its burden."
My Shalnath anathema?
Yes, that one.
Yes.
The Shalnathema, if you will.
I thought it broke as soon as Shalnath was. Just so I'm understanding it correctly, I thought each one had a separate one because it would break when killing one.
So they do break.
Okay.
It can't be used to kill another god. All that power is gone, but it's still nasty, and you still don't feel nice holding it.
It's like the One Ring kind of thing going on.
You know what?
Yeah.
We'll keep it, and I walk over to Lily and I go, let's put this in the bag of holding.
So-
I don't want it to contaminate the other things inside of it.
I roll persuasion.
I'm gonna try to communicate without speaking out of turn as hard as possible that you let them dispose of this thing from not this dimension, since they almost certainly have a better way of dealing with it than we do.
Alright, so I pull Zerillion aside, and I just go, listen, bro, I know you just got a really cool thing, but I feel like we're gonna need all of the anathemas to kill the final thing.
Hey, Thomas, so
That may be
yes.
true. Wait, hang on.
is the
Way to
anathema...
interrupt, dick.
Right? I was about to respond to his fucking speech. Give me a second. Jeez.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
So, I want to say that while that may be true, Roxy, and continued unnecessary contact with items such as these may have, I suspect, extremely bad influences on us. I think there is no one more trustworthy to maintain their safekeeping in the meantime than these elders. It is, however, under your possession, and you may do with it as you desire.
Well, do you think we'll be able to store one with different trusted groups to then call upon later? Like, should we keep them all separate? I don't want one group having more than one.
Well, I confess that I don't know for certain, but it is a large portion as to why I joined this order that they are protectors. And considering they both foresaw my reappearance all these hundreds of years later, but as well are here to greet me about it, I suspect that these are probably the most trustworthy people to maintain all of these items until we need them again.
All right, and I flick over like the blade of my hand and I hand it to him, handle first to his elders.
So as you do so, they don't touch the item. They simply catch it in the box and close the lid. As they do so,
I wipe my hand on my pants.
as they do so, they make you see him make a small motion, and he fastens a series of chains that look like they're made out of lead around the box, preventing it from opening, and then lock it with a small, extremely intricate-looking lock before tucking it back in his robes. They bow to you wordlessly, and then Dustin gets to talk finally.
Yay.
Just a simple question: Are these anathemas native of this plane, or are they?
They are not.
They aren't. So they're powerful extraplanar devices. Then
Yes.
That's
The summary from the Necronomicon states that, as a sort of cosmic rule, whenever an extraplanar being or god like Chalnath breaches through into this plane, he is also accompanied by an anathema, a piece of its plane that can be used to send him back to the original plane. No one knows why, but whenever you enter another plane, a part of your plane enters with you, and that's the anathema.
I look at the rest of the group. I assume we all kind of figure that out maybe together. And I look
These
at the rest
guys
of the
probably
group,
all took Spirit Airline.
and I was gonna say, well, we got to be very careful about plane shifting if we, because if that thing plane shifted here and we try to plane shift after it, well then they're gonna get stuff that can kill us.
Yeah, we need to be very careful when we do any sort of planar jumping. I would definitely agree.
Just as a general rule, I would say that's wise.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
like, it's-
sometimes you can, acquisitions ink it and just like go through portals and be okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's less fine.
Is planar shifting like Tokyo drifting?
Multi-track
it can
shifting.
be.
Right?
If you plane shift when you're in a Honda, I guess.
The initial D theme,
Yeah.
like theme song, plays every time you do it. All right. So, and in case you didn't see, Alex, the it's a +1 magic weapon. The pillar of
I-
worlds
I
currently,
got
and
it.
it also gives you a flat +1 bonus to wisdom while you're in possession of it.
I've already applied it
Yeah.
to my stats.
Okay, and yeah, that's
entered
not
into
wielding.
my
That's just in
positions.
possession.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be a pain in the ass every time I
Right, you have
Put
to
it-
talk to
put it away,
somebody. You're
it's
like
back and
like
forth,
decide
back
if
and forth.
something's a good idea. I got to take the spear out and hold it, put it back. Yeah, I was like, no, let's not.
Oh,
make it do that.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
clutching
was-
a spear isn't going to be perceived as hostile half the time. But he won't know that until he has the extra wisdom bonus.
Yeah, and
Taking
yeah,
the
you
spear
can
was a bad
you can
idea. Let me
convert
put
it
it
from
down.
spear
Why did I
to
put it
quarterstaff and back. So
Gotcha.
So I would put that in your
Yeah, I've got it updated in the spear item. I'm just upgrading my spear directly. I mean, I can keep the old one in storage or something, but I updated the spear in my buttons, and then I
I
also
would just keep
filled it
the
out.
old ones.
I
just in
copied the
case.
information and filled it out in my my items section for my character sheets.
And then on
in
your
the
gear, just
whatever
put the
page.
wisdom +1 there.
Yeah.
So much easier than forgetting what your actual original stat score was, especially once you throw some ASIs in there.
Mm-hmm. Wait, can I modify my wisdom via equipped gear, or do I have to?
Oh,
You
no,
can
as
just
soon as-
modify your wisdom manually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
that's
soon
what I
as you
did.
go to the gear and put wisdom +1, your wisdom's +1.
Oh, in
Yeah.
the gear section.
yeah, you don't have to modify your actual
Yeah, if you go to the options,
wisdom. You can
next-
just
next to the
say this
spells-
gear gives you +1 wisdom.
Yeah, if you go to
Oh,
yeah, the options where you change your features and traits, there's an option to
Mhm.
just make your wisdom, like make your main stats plus or minus whatever,
I see. There, and then I go back to core,
and it'll
and
go.
I see now.
Yeah,
Cool, that's handy.
it is handy.
And I can mouse over to see what the actual is. Oh wow, I didn't know that's how that worked. All right, thank you.
But
Today I
Mr.
learned.
Monk, you get some badass shit like at level 5, and I really want to hear you talk about it.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
all
it's
right.
super cool.
So I can just every time I make an attack of any sort, it's 2 attacks. And then when I hit with any melee weapon attack, I can choose to spend a key point and force what is now a DC 14. Thank you to both level and wisdom bonus, con save or stun until end of my next turn. So that's pretty hefty. I relayed out all my bonus actions now, so I can keep track of when I have a bonus action, what I want to do. It's actually like now, because I can just get +1 attack from the martial arts quality as a bonus action, I can just make 3 attacks a turn if I don't feel like doing anything else as a bonus, and that doesn't cost me any key points. I can just pound that out every
Yeah.
round. So pretty good, pretty damn good. And then now with my ridiculous Ultra Spear of Badassitude.
Yeah, you
What
also
was-
like fall slowly and you can catch missiles.
Yep.
Yeah, right? Well, I already had that. No, I already had those two, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but it's
thought
better
that's-
now. If I take what's it, 8 damage or less from a missile every round, I can just spin reaction just to reduce it to 0. If it's more than that, I have to roll, but up to 17. So that's pretty good too.
Sick.
Hey, Lily, you take your gun out, get like a weak ass bullet, and shoot it at me, and I'll catch it with my fucking teeth.
I don't want to try that.
Your
I don't think that would work very well.
your weapon isn't rolling the magic damage.
Yeah, I see that. Oh,
Just-
here we go.
Yeah,
I
if
see
you
where I
get
can put
if
it.
you get a spear plus 1 weapon and you drag that in and then just rename it.
Oh, I think it works now. Let me try. Wait, no, it doesn't. So, bonus, a magic bonus. I put the +1, but it's not adding it to that. So let me put
Maybe
the
just
bonus
put 1
damage
instead of
here.
+1.
No, I just put a 1. Sorry. I didn't
Okay.
mean to-
Okay.
I wrote that wrong.
Sometimes
least-
that can mess with it.
There it is. Now it's doing
There you go.
+2 +1. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I got it.
Dude, because of our proficiency bonuses, we all should be like rolling at like +7, +8 now.
I'm only plus
Yeah.
6.
Almost.
I got an extra because I took a feat instead of ASIs.
Ah.
So it only
Which feat
applies
did you
to
take?
spears. The spear mastery one.
Ah,
that I
Spearmaster.
didn't give before. Yeah. So I got the extra +1 just for wielding the thing basically to hit. Then I've got I can spend a bonus action to set it versus a charge, which I guess because charges are different, they have to work a little different now. But basically, if someone comes up at me in the next round, I can reaction attack with +1 die for damage, so it's an extra D10. And I can spend a bonus action to just get +5 feet reach for the turn, which is also going to be pretty huge for helping to hold the front line and save people's bacon.
Cool.
So
Yep.
that's where I'm at right now, ready to kick ass and stab bitches in the toes.
Alright, do we have our heading?
Yeah. Well, did the elders? Did they get back to me? And
That's what I'm awaiting on. Not
All right.
not that you guys were off topic or anything. I
Well,
was just
shot the other.
No. Yeah.
I was just waiting.
I was figuring as much. All right, hit me. What do we want? What are we gonna do?
So, yeah, he finishes and puts his finger down and says, "Your path lies not towards Saltak at this time. You must go north. You must seek Bog and Bone. There you will find what you must find."
I nod. I don't quite exactly know what that means, but I'm kind of used to that, so I just nod reverently.
And then you'll all remember
Maybe.
that there's a
Mental
world
note.
map, and that'll
Yes.
probably be really helpful. And then you get moved over the world map real quick.
That's kind of what I figured was gonna happen.
And you guys,
I don't know what that means. Now I do. All right. Let's find us again.
so you all nod and then look down on the world map.
Ah, indeed. Looks like we're heading upriver.
I said
This
maybe-
figures.
To Feldale and the Ivory Bogs.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or
That does
do we
seem
go
what the
for
riddle
night?
was like. What the riddle was suggesting.
Guys,
I'm gonna
guys,
actually-
guys,
Night
we
yeah.
might, but we have so much money, we might need to spend it in Groundport and then head north.
Hmm.
Maybe
I
we should
mean-
buy like an apartment or something just to store all our stuff.
Is there
Well-
gonna be a deluxe apartment in the sky?
How did
I-
you know what I was gonna fucking say? How do you fucking get out of here? Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here! Oh my god! I hate you so much.
That's beautiful.
Stop being so predictable.
Oh lordy.
I'm gonna go sit and sulk now like a rogue. I'm gonna go do rogue things.
You guys are too easy.
Yeah, well, we should. DM, how is the rest of Orange Town looking? Would we be able to, like, stock up on supplies or get some upgrades if we needed to?
Take some
So,
shit.
so as you look around you, by the way, when you look up from the map, the monks are gone.
How'd they do
Fucking
that?
Batmans. That's what they
Oh,
are.
I'm just
No
totally
surprise.
used to
No
that shit.
surprise. The only way to level in their guild is to fucking kill a god.
Right?
Batmans.
Look,
Yeah,
man,
that-
I didn't join a
that-
bunch of bitches.
That does kind of set them up as hard asses, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
thought they were. I thought they were
Little
lizard men, not Batman.
Turns out they're both
They're
Yeah.
composite.
Bat lizards.
bat lizards.
Right.
Even
No,
worse.
not a bat lizard.
The lizards
Alright.
with big goofy ears.
You said you could just drag and drop a spell from the compendium onto
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you guys can hear the vacuum in the background.
function, right?
Yeah, you can drag and drop spells without having to fill all the information out. So as the next, let's say you guys are all pretty tired,
Yeah, a little bit.
pretty worn out. It seems like a good idea at the
Oh, are you
time
saying
to
we
take
haven't
2
taken a
days
long
off.
rest yet?
Mhm.
Yeah, you have. So now you take your long rest.
Oh, so now I can craft my item. Okay, I choose to craft a rope of climbing.
He just really wants that rope. Man, it won't be long before I can just do that shit as a class feature. So,
Yeah, we don't really need it.
The rest of us to die.
Yeah.
No,
He
he's
just
gonna,
expects
no.
us all to
The
cook.
wizard gets Tensor's floating disc, like all wizards, and then we don't need a rope of climbing.
What the fuck is Tensor's floating disc?
Oh,
It-
oh.
It's a floating
that you-
disc.
It's
It
literally-
really kind of
it's
does
very
what it says on the tin.
Yeah. It's
It-
like a
yeah,
portable elevator.
yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
Or cart. I don't remember if you can move
This
back.
spell creates a circular horizontal plane of force 3 feet in diameter. We can't all fit in 3 feet.
You
No, but okay.
shuttle people.
Yeah, well, or just like somebody goes up on that and then like ties a regular old rope down, and there you go.
You don't get advantage on those climbs.
Oh
You
my
don't have to
God.
climb. There's a rope there. Ropes give you advantage no matter what.
That's not true.
If you're climbing with assistance, you get advantage.
You're climbing the rope. The rope
all right.
can't assist you in climbing the rope.
He's not giving you the rope. You gotta let it go, man. You gotta let it go.
It's if you are climbing a surface, but there is a rope or other climbing implements helping you, you gain advantage on the roll.
Well, then Steve's been doing his campaign wrong this whole time.
Well, you guys were not safe at all while doing this.
That's the other thing, is that if there's anything happening that would disadvantage, you just get regular old advantage. But that would also happen with the rope of climbing.
Mm.
Or I'm sorry, no, you make a regular roll. You don't get advantage. Disadvantage and advantage, no matter how many there is of one or the other, cancel each other out always.
Ah.
Yeah. So if you have 15 advantage and then 1 disadvantage, it's a regular roll.
I like that the rope of climbing has AC. it has 20 AC and 28 points.
Well, if someone wanted to cut it,
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to hit it though. It'd be like a cartoon where like it would just like move
The
out of
rope's
the
just
way.
moving out of the way. Yeah.
It just you keep trying to stab it. It's just like moving sideways.
okay, so we look up and the monks are gone, and do we think there's anywhere we can get some slight armor upgrades or more
And
arrows?
so
We need to establish our theocracy.
So I gave you guys a 2-day long rest, free of charge, essentially.
Hooray! Well, it's not like there's anybody here to stop us.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, nothing happens for 2 days. You guys get to take
Cool.
2 days off.
Mm.
By the end of those 2 days, since as it turns out, the majority of the townspeople, survived. And more people are slowly returning from outside outside the outskirts of Orangetown.
Mhm.
They had fled and set up small settlements or subsistence camps
hmm
in the past several months. As the news hits them and they are pouring back in, there is an influx of goods both from the ports and the traders appearing,
Mm.
and from the townsfolk once again trying to resume normal city life. So there are places for you to shop here in Orangetown.
Interesting.
All right, I would like to just spend some money to get Oh, I probably wasn't keeping track of my arrows right during the fight. I just want studded leather armor.
Let me look. Not magic items. Not artifacts. Not epic boons. Let's see here. I just want regular old armor and shields. There we go. There's the page. I knew it was in player handbook.
I actually also want to get started.
All right, Lily comes with me.
Mm.
Because that doesn't have a cap like chain shirts do.
Yeah, I'm not strong, and I'm also not proficient in medium or heavy armor, so I can only do light armor.
Okay, so you find a shop selling leather and basic metal goods. It's a what is the word for leather worker? I don't remember. It's a leatherworking shop.
Shit.
Leatherwork.
No,
there's
it's
a
not
word
just
for
leather
it.
worker.
Why is it every time? Like I could think of it.
I was like, I was like,
second.
Dustin will know. You failed
no,
me.
I can't remember now. No,
I
the
had
second
so
I had to
much
remember it, I couldn't.
Tanner?
Not a tanner. He makes leather to begin
Yeah,
with.
they
It's
make-
someone who works with leather.
I could have told you this a while back. Now I have no idea.
Googling it now.
Maybe I'm only thinking of if there's a title for somebody who
Cobbler?
does like tooled leather specifically.
No, cobblers specifically.
Cobbler.
Shoemaker. Corwainer. Choosing.
Guess there is no one.
Leathersmith. Leatherworker. Are you sure? I think there's only leatherworker, man. Special thing. There's normally like names for like specific types of leather work, like tanning, create leather, cobbler, you saddle leather typically, leather saddle.
A
Saddle
lorimer. That's what they're called. Lorimers. A lorimer attached to a blacksmith shop.
All right, Lily and I walk in.
So they are selling studded leather cuirasses that you see on the wall for 90 gold pieces each.
Here,
90!
Well, shut up. I got this. I got this. Listen, names are Roxy and Ryan, you know, the Ryan family. We just saved this town. I don't think did they know that? Are they from this town? Or
They are from this town. They they still look a little pale and a bit queasy from the whole experience.
And I said, yeah, the Chelnath flu's going around. It's not a good one. You're looking better though. I can see the whites of your eyes instead of the bloodshot. And but me and my compatriot Little here, this is Lily. Lily, say hi. Lily and I wanted to purchase 2 studded leather armor sets for you. We see that you want 90 gold, but since we want to purchase 2, we're thinking you can give us a little bit of a hero's discount. Otherwise, you know, next time Chelnath comes around, you don't want us dying on the job before we even get it finished, do ya?
Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Sweet. Nope.
Good.
Use your action point. Use it.
I'm not using my action point. No, I'm gonna use my.
It's like a shittier bardic inspiration.
I'm gonna.
Don't you?
I'm gonna use luck.
Much better. 8 and a 9. After all that.
Plus
I was like,
6. Plus 6. Oh my god.
I'm
Sorry,
like,
that's-
oh, that was really good.
That's a little meta. All right.
Oh, I love D&D.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think I did a great job.
All right, and you do have the luck feat, correct?
It's from the luck blade. I get to reroll.
Oh, the
it.
luck blade. Right. I was like,
the magic item that he's only got.
yeah.
I found it.
Yep, there you go. So till next dawn. That's what I was looking for. Like when the next time be. So he's like, "Oh my goodness, Roxy and Ryan, it's a pleasure to see you again."
Doofus, what are you doing in here?
I've only got one old man voice. If it was Thufus, it would sound like this.
Finally, shit, I've been trying to get it to drag and drop, and then it occurred to me that you can't have your page in a separate
Window.
window.
No, yeah, I hate that.
What is that?
Oh, I hate
Why?
it.
I am watching a video of this. I'm like, oh wait,
Yeah, they'll look up a YouTube video like, what the fuck isn't working?
because it's like drag and drop. I'm like, there's a compendium on the fucking panel right there on the right. Just drag and drop. Just
The old, suspiciously familiar sounding leatherworker decides to give you a 2-for-1 deal on the studded leather cuirasses.
And I say
Only
we'll take
50%
and
extra.
Shut up, you're not here. And I say we'll take it, and we put 90 gold on the table.
All right, he gives you 2 studded leather
And,
cuirasses.
And I just actually have my leather armor underneath my cloak, which I just start actually undressing in the shop because I don't care. Yeah,
Well,
and
can I
I'm gonna drop off
just
my
get a
leather
word in edgewise, Steve?
No,
Who the fuck put the gold on the table? Do you have 90 gold on you?
I actually do.
Then did you put it on the table?
I will. I'll put 90
Okay,
gold on
fine.
the table.
Don't expect reimbursement.
No, I have a receipt. We're gonna.
I have a receipt.
We're doing the accounting for it later.
Oh, God.
Is there a dressing room for young gnome ladies?
I'm at this point naked, putting on the studded leather armor over my underclothes.
And he's just like, oh, good heavens. Yes, we do have a fitting room. It's in the back.
I'm gonna take my clothes and go into the fitting room. Can you show me where it is, sir?
Oh, yes, of course. It's just down this hallway and then turn left and you'll be right there. Careful not to take the second left. That's towards the blacksmith shop. He's very grumpy today.
Okay. Alright. I go into the dressing room. I'm gonna change out my armor. And then I'm gonna inspect this potion of Hill Giant Strength.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna identify it. What is it?
The potion of Hill Giant Strength, when you drink it for an hour and a
Whisper
half,
it to
your
me.
strength... What?
Whisper it to me.
Okay.
I don't want them to know. Metagaming bastard. Look it up.
I already know what it does.
already
Well,
made Wolf
Araxian
when he
doesn't.
sort of crashed by trying to drag and drop spells. Works, but it doesn't work well.
Yeah. Well, as a wizard, you should probably just load up every single one of your spells anyway, and then just mark them as prepared or not.
That's what I have done. I have it all. I had it all written, but I was going to drag and drop because there's just in case I mistyped any little detail or anything like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Very understandable.
Oh, did he have better studded leather armor? Or just regular basic studded leather armor?
I don't think he had +1 studded leather armor.
That's what I'm looking
No.
for.
He just had regular studded leather armor.
Damn. I'd be willing to cough up some gold.
Listen, Eric, +1 armor is worth insane money.
Yeah, it's real good.
Insane money.
I've got a lot of money.
You don't have this.
Do they have any assless leather chaps there?
All chaps are
They're
assless. I've never understood that. By
That should be what I know
definition,
about
chaps are
chaps.
assless.
I don't know much about chaps. I
They
just
just go on the sides of your body.
yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
You live in Florida, don't you see the biker gangs?
Don't you all wear chaps down there?
Shit, my uncle was in the Warlocks for a while, and he had chaps.
Yeah, he also wore pants though. That was the big difference.
He did.
I mean,
Alright.
that you know of.
With the leather guy wouldn't buy my chain shirt, would he? Like my used chain shirt. You know, actually, I should keep it around just in case I come afoul of some sort of acidic creatures. I'll keep it. I'll just keep it in my bag.
I'll throw my old leather armor in there as well.
No, you won't.
Throw
Gross
it
and smelly. You better wash
I
it.
forgot I put myself on mute there while the vacuum cleaner was going. So see, the problem is
I was wondering where you went.
right, the problem is Eric, that you're thinking of Daytona Beach, right, where the bikers are, and there, yes, okay, chaps with pants. But see, Orlando is like third or second gayest city in the country. So down here, there's plenty of chaps with no pants.
I have seen the no pants chaps done before.
Oh yeah,
Not a look everyone can pull off, but many try.
oh yeah, yeah. All right, I'm going back on mute for a moment. I'm just following on with the party for the moment.
Okay. So that is that done. What other shopping / bookkeeping would we like to accomplish?
What can I do with Smith's tools?
Oh,
You can
that's,
smith things.
yeah, that's for crafting.
Yeah,
Yep.
I want a crafting. I want to
Okay.
get some Smith's tools.
Crafting takes like weeks and months.
Yeah.
Apparently not. I can make a robe of magic items in fucking one day.
It's because it's your class class boon. Class boons happen faster.
Well, I'm gonna go buy some. Well, no, it's assumed that I've been.
Oh, that you've been working on it for a long time?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So it took weeks and months.
Touches on. Because we've been here for weeks and months.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there no Smith's tools in the index? I guess it would just be under tools.
Yeah, tools.
They're
Smith's
in there
tools.
under tools.
You can buy a decent set of Smith's tools in Orangetown for 30 GP.
That's what I want to do. I want to buy
Okay.
some Smith's tools because I'm very proficient. Get a +8. Or +9
All right,
rather.
so you
+9.
can subtract 30 and go ahead and add them to your inventory. That's the word I was looking for.
My expansive. So how do I use these?
So you'll need the rules on crafting.
I would need.
Can you say? You're not gonna craft right now. You craft like between sessions or like between story arcs when you have time.
Yes, we are between story arcs right now. This is not time.
So
have
what is
months
it
and
that you
weeks,
want
though.
to craft?
I don't know what I can craft. I want to know.
It's literally everything.
It's literally the only thing I do. This class lets me do is craft things, and I need to fucking know how to do it.
You should have asked him before the session. Now we're gonna waste all
I
our
didn't
time.
know we were gonna do this kind of little buying shit thing. So I was like,
If you go ahead and go to your compendium in Roll20 and type in crafting, it pops right up.
I'll be right back.
maybe I can make myself +1 arc.
It's gonna cost you a lot of gold.
Craft non-magical objects. It's just a day of downtime.
It's 5 GP a day.
Yeah, you craft something that has, if you craft it that has market value higher than 5 GP, you make 5 GP worth of progress until you reach the market value. So a suit of plate armor takes 300 days to craft by yourself.
That's really discourages this kind of play.
No, it's literally, I told you, for in between campaign, like when what your character is doing while the DM like does a time skip to come up with something.
Yes.
That
That
Yeah,
is
well,
what this is
that's what
for.
I'm saying, Steve. It really discourages any role playing in anything other than combat and adventuring. Like,
Because we're in a system that's about combat and adventuring.
no,
Well,
it shouldn't
it's
be a
also-
system about combat and adventure. It should be a system about role playing in a magical world where combat and adventuring happens, but isn't the only restrictive thing you can do.
it's not
I would think-
it's not about the Skyrim crafting though.
It's also, I think, it's an effort by the people to discourage, like, I'm going to set up shop and just make a whole bunch of money super safe by just spending time that, say, oh, skip 10 years, now I've got, 250,000 GP saved up or something.
Right. The game
No,
the game
it's-
wants to help
There are people that do that.
it wants to help DMs avoid the trap of, well, all of our characters go to the capital city and set up shops and live happily ever after. And
Right.
we want to roleplay that extensively for the next 15 sessions.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
the DM
which-
just cries himself to sleep every night.
Right. Which, to be fair, I think that's not necessary that they do that in system. I feel like that's a
That should be a
Person-to-person
DM
thing.
and group thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
but I can see why they would.
5e is just not built for that.
Yeah.
3.5 had an easier crafting system, I'll say. It was easier to craft the shit you wanted.
Mhm. It's
But
also 3.5
also-
was so magic item focused.
Yeah, well, and 3.5 did end up a lot of the time bogging down into this in like, well, I want to get all the shit that I possibly can before adventuring, because that's just like basic game theory. Everyone wants to do that. You want to be as well prepared as possible.
Mhm.
And
that's
so
why
they're
everything
like,
costs so much.
yeah. And so since it doesn't take a year of real time, you can just say we all spend a year doing this.
Mhm.
Like as a DM, many DMs did not have a good answer to that, and they thought it was putting too much onus on the DM to create ways to deal with characters wanting to spend 3 years blacksmithing magic items before taking on the level 3 dungeon.
Which is funny because in Skyrim, that's exactly what I do.
Exactly.
I was just
So
thinking
that's,
about
and they
that.
don't want you to
Exactly
do
the
that.
problem.
They want to build. So in 5th, they built around it.
I'm pretty okay with it being so much less magic item focused too. It seems like most of the focus is on around your class and what you can do, and they give you a lot of tools early. So it's not
Yes.
like, oh, this build comes online at level 16, so let's rush our way to level 16. It's like, no, I feel like a monk that can do monk shit now. You know, I
Yes.
felt like
Yeah.
that since level 3, so I'm pretty okay with it.
You
Yeah,
also
once you hit-
have minimum levels to even craft stuff. Like you can't even craft legendary items until you're level 17, and by then crafting
Right.
it costs you 500,000 gold, which is
Right.
insane.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like-
that's the kind of shit that like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
end game stuff.
There's
So I'm
there's,
cool with
there's
that.
downtime activities. They exist. There's a section on it, but it's not meant for you to be like a businessman or
Yeah.
or like a smith.
There are robust systems that have been released after the fact for DMs to do things like hirelings and stuff, or sending people out on tasks running a small fort. That's the stuff
Right.
they want you to do.
I
Right,
used
or
to
like-
use the shit out of hirelings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or
Which
like
is what I
that's
kind
why
of
I think
want to set up. Is I think we have enough cash to at least set up an apartment and get like someone to like make sure it's all good. And we
Yeah, I'm
keep
okay
our,
with
and
that.
We,
We
and
can-
we can, and we can keep our stuff there, like other stuff.
yeah, we can have a home base. I think
Yeah.
that'll work out fine. And I do like that the artificer is the answer that bypasses that by codifying, from what I can tell at least, it codifies what you can and can't make as part of like game balance. And so it's not something in addition to being a spellcaster, I'm also in a magic item factory, which is harder to balance. It's okay, this is my class based around it, and so you get to bypass a lot of the downsides through that. But generic crafting becomes a less attractive option by comparison, which is a little weird conceptually. To be like, oh, I'm a crafter, but I don't craft normal. I only craft
Yeah,
through my
like a
class.
lot of my classes, like here, get proficiency in like 5 different sets of tools, and then never use them ever.
Mm,
Again, that's Matt Mercer's fault.
yeah. Now it is just total irrelevant. But if I was running that, I would probably say like there should be a thing for allowing you to whip up small stuff on the fly. Like, oh, we need to make some manacles to lock these guys down, and we can't go back to town to buy some.
Makeshift
Hang on,
items.
let me.
Yeah, that's the
make-
idea.
Yeah,
that's
make
what I'm
basic
trying to
items.
get
That
at.
seems like
Yeah.
Well,
Those
as long
should
as they're worth less than 5 GP, it takes a day. That's still. I mean, I still think you should be
See,
able to.
that's the
to make,
problem. Is like I think
it
I
takes
feel
a
like that should
day.
be
Yeah.
house ruled.
and that's.
So,
I
like,
think
it doesn't take you a full day to make a handcuff.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
like, are you carrying
Realistically, it
around?
might,
Are you
but-
carrying around the metal with you? Are you?
I was like,
Well, I would
like
Yeah.
melting down,
Just be able to make, like,
melting
out of
down
them.
ingots, setting up smithing facilities in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and making manacles probably would take a day with medieval technology levels.
But that's injecting, I think, too much realism into a class feature. At that point, I would say like cobble that shit together out of wood and fucking a dead bee. All right, there you go, manacles. done.
Yeah,
But
that's what
Let
I
me
was about to
MacGyver
say.
this
Is
shit.
smithing them probably isn't realistic.
yeah,
Finding some shit in your pack that you can use, like some rope or something,
yeah, right.
like that
I
you
think-
should be able to do.
Dude, that should be a custom magic item for you, Eric. Is just like a pack of fucking materials. It's just got raw mats in it. It's like, what do you need to whip up real quick? All right, I got a bunch of string and roll some
And a
dice. I
paper
got a whole
clip.
bunch of paper clips.
MacGyver that shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Small nuclear reactor.
Bag of MacGyvering. Hell
You
yeah,
can
I fucking
always, Eric,
I designed.
multi-class out of there and just forget it.
Just start leveling anything useful.
Oh, sorry.
What would I
I'll
multi-class
put
in?
this thing down here.
I don't know. Whatever you probably can fit. What's your main stat as a?
Dex.
You could be a
Really?
rogue or you could be a fighter.
Really?
I mean,
Why
you're
are you
already
saying
kind of
really?
half archer.
My only form of combat is firing a gun. Why are
Yeah.
you shocked that Dex is my main stat?
I just
I actually thought it was like wisdom or intelligence or something.
Intelligence
We
is my
have 3 decks
secondary.
and 1 int.
Oh, okay.
But I don't like intelligence is my secondary stat, but like I don't cast spells that have spell saves. I don't cast offensive magic.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yep.
So
you
it's
not get any
really
spells?
Huh?
You not get any spells?
He
I have
gets
spells.
some
I
small
don't
spells.
have like
Oh, okay.
offensive spells. Like I don't have
Oh,
like
gotcha.
flame
Fireball
sphere.
or whatever, yeah. Okay, I was like, I'm sure the Artificer has some spells, but
There's
also
some.
just an Artificer, and now I want to play a fishing class.
But
For
okay.
instance, I have a spell like continual flame.
All right. Is there anything
Uh.
else you need to buy that would be useful, like in immediate dungeon? Like, do you need?
So much.
Oh, I want some more darts, Thomas. I don't know if I
I
picked that
actually
up, but I just want
don't
to pick
think
up.
I need anything. Right now.
Those are easily smithed and easy to find. They're right next door.
Yeah,
We
I'll just
don't
go
need-
next. I'll just go next.
You don't
door
need any flasks of oil.
Mhm.
and pick up. I'm just gonna pick up
Aren't you running
Like-
low on those?
10 darts.
No.
Let me look up how much a dart is, because I have forgotten. There we go. Darts. They're 5 copper pieces each, so 50 copper pieces.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Steve ever gave me back the oils flasks that of oil he said he was.
Oh, I owe you. Yeah, it's right. I owe you oil.
I don't even remember how much I was supposed to pay for these.
The smithing tools, I think, were 30.
Yeah, 30. That sounds right.
Also, and this is a something I was hoping to have you guys come to the realization of by yourselves, but I will give small hints. So if we go back to the Orangetown map and we all go look towards like the southwestern portion,
Mhm.
isn't there a big old fort over there?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I wouldn't know. I don't know what a fort looks like on this map.
What do you mean? It's the thing with walls.
It's southeastern, dude.
Southeast. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, there you go. That's Orin's Keep. I assume that was like the town center. But I mean, if
Oh,
that's
I
like
thought that
a-
was.
Yeah, that looks more like a fort. I was looking at the west.
I said
Right?
southwest because I'm bad and dumb. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the keep. Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's-
could go loot that.
What are the chances that anybody's in there?
Yeah, right. Well, now I guess 100% because isn't everybody fucking dead? Like I guess people are moving back in, but I don't think they're all over the place yet.
Yeah, but the people who were living in there were the bad evil guys.
Hey guys, I found a key
Mm.
for us.
You blew
Hey.
them up.
We live
Yeah.
here. We live here now.
Mm-hmm.
I found.
We just took it.
I found our apartment. The real
We should
estate.
rent
We
it.
took it, and no one is going to argue with us because we killed the last people who ran this town.
An evil dark god.
We own this town now. I'm going to look at all those people when they're in the courtyard. Say, look at me. Look at me.
Putting in a 10%.
I'm the
income
captain
tax
now.
to be paid every month to my ward, who I found on the streets, writhing in a pool of blood.
Yes, you find that the townspeople think it only fitting that the Rhines, their saviors, move into the keep.
Hmm. They didn't really do much.
Alexia in charge.
Yeah.
A woman in charge of a town? I don't know about.
We don't,
Yeah, this is bullshit.
We don't tell. You're a woman.
All right. I'm totally well, it doesn't. Listen, there's no one that hates women more than other women. So
I could just see I could just see Eric's character like looking down her pants like, oh right, yeah.
oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, yeah.
much to
No,
my father's
um,
chagrin.
No, Vexia seems the obvious choice for somebody to take care of things while you are away murdering gods.
We'll name her Lord Protector in our name.
Yeah, not Thane or Hand of the whatever, because we've all seen how that ends up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be Lord Lady Protector of our Commonwealth, our new Orangetown Commonwealth.
Indeed.
But yes, there's there are
Why wouldn't
yeah.
it be Holy City?
currently mostly empty, but there are several large buildings, a medium-sized estate, some stables, a small barracks and armory, and some many what I will refer to as crafting stations. But you know, a blacksmith, a saddle maker, farriers, medieval town artisans are within the keep walls.
I do mention to the group, do we want to... We have a ton of money. It wouldn't be a lot to just get a horse and a wagon, because wherever we go, we're probably going to want to bring stuff back here.
We can also have a hired team of peasants who collect all whatever loot that we don't pick up. I've thought about this before. I personally don't want to focus on this kind of aspect at all. It's very easy to get dragged down into running SimCity, so I don't care too much.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to run the city. I want to.
Yeah.
I want
Because
to,
I can go play Tropico, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna go leave them to run the city and get it fixed, while we go get a wagon for all our shit that we're gonna go pillage from wherever we're going.
Why don't, instead of getting a wagon, why don't we just get like handy haversacks or crap like that? How much are those now in 5?
Expensive.
I don't know.
I don't. Mike Aroxian looks at you like, what the fuck are those?
Some kind of damn thing. I don't know.
I mean, how expensive? I'm asking.
I don't know.
Is a wagon? You're asking the price of?
No, handy haversack.
Oh,
fact, I
handy
could just look in
haversack.
I guess I could just look in the compendium right here. Does it have a price listing? No.
Considering it's a wondrous item I get at 10th level.
It's a 10th level item now? Okay.
Well,
See,
he
I
gets
don't-
it at 10th level. It's
I only have 3.5 and Pathfinder compared to, and they're so stingy with magic items in here.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just another bag of holding, essentially.
With lower capacity but more pockets.
Yeah, it has like multiple pockets and stuff.
Yeah.
I want-
So
I want to find a young craftsman who is down on his luck, who I can educate
Oh my god.
into setting up a franchise here. I gotta reestablish the name of Tits in this town.
Thomas, can you just send Eric the running a business stuff separately? 'Cause
yeah, that's what I'm literally doing right now.
It's complicated, and it's
Where is this shit?
you might have to copy it out of the DM's guide.
I'm trying to find it. The DM's guide.
Oh, running a business was. Where was it?
I don't think it's under Master of. Is it Between Adventures?
Yeah, between.
Yes, there it is. Building a stronghold, a carousing table. I really want to use that sometime.
A what?
There's a carousing table. So, you can spend your downtime engaged in a variety of hedonistic activities, such as attending parties, binge drinking, gambling, or anything else that helps you cope with the perils they face in your adventures.
Alright.
You spend money as though you're maintaining a wealthy lifestyle, and then you get to roll on a table which has some random chance kind of stuff going on.
I was like looking for something to book, so I heard it and I took it in like a literal sense. I'm like, a table for carousing? Like, what do you?
Where
Like a
would one
literal-
require such a thing? No, it's no, it is a carousing table, so you can.
come out and dance on it. Food comes out, like an actual magic item.
Yep.
This is all
Right.
this is all well and good, but I think you guys are misunderstanding my intention. I simply want to find a young, talented inventor who I can give some pointers in exchange for taking on the name of my franchise, and then I will provide him with some schematics and know-how on how to craft items that my business would sell, just to grow the name in the area. I'm not looking to set up a business.
That's exactly what it sounds like, though.
You just described setting up a business, and you're like,
I'm looking.
I don't want to set up a business, though.
You're franchising. It's different.
Yes, exactly. I am creating a franchise. I am not going to run the franchise. The kid will run the franchise. I'll just check in every once in a while to make sure that he's not besmirching the name franchise. None of the business running will be done by me. I just need to.
Finally, Jesus. Wait, no,
Give
that's
him
for
the head
3
start.
5.
That's all. And if you want to skim over that and just say I did it, that's fine. Just ruin my role-playing session. It's fine.
Shit all
You've
over
already
you.
given me a shitty robe.
We didn't give it
Harsh.
to you. You asked for it.
Jeez. Just savagery all around today, man. Dang.
Also, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's true. It is 5 o'clock.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right. So we will take now that we've gotten through all of the bookkeeping, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
we will take a short break.